Listen, oh you sad people, listen to my words. All I hear is crying, since I've just been killed. Don't you cry for me so quickly, don't you cry for me. Remember how I lived my life, remember everything. Remember everything. I got shot one night ago, took one in the head.
Hey guys, welcome on in. So, as I said, we're going to be doing a short stream today. It's just basically going to be covering the basic settings you need for streaming RedM. RedM is an absolute nightmare to stream if you don't have the right settings. You'll get a lot of lag. You'll have a lot of issues with your OBS, dropping frames. Yeah, it's a nightmare. So I'm going to go over the settings quickly. I'm not going to make it a long thing, and yeah. Hopefully this helps. Any other questions you have, feel free to reach out to me on the Discord, which you have in the Scarlet Sky Discord. This is mainly for the Scarlet Sky RP community, so you guys know how to find me in there. So we're going to just crack right on. So first things first, we're going to go over... Oh Jesus. We're going to go over the whole start to finish. I'm not going to go too in depth in it, but it's going to be quick enough. So yeah, you get the craziness, but make sure obviously you've got, that's mine there, game capture. So you see it there, specific window, always go specific window for your game capture. Once RedM's open, you have to have RedM open and it'll be there to select, but after you select it once you won't have to reselect it, you'll be fine. If RedM does update, you may have to redo this, that's the only thing. And the rest, it should all automatically be like that and just leave it as it is. And then once that's on, we'll just launch RedM, we'll be good to go. And we'll go into the game, load the game up, and we'll go over the settings. I will show you what I'm running, and from there we'll continue on. So obviously if you're running on Twitch, you'll only be able to go up to 6,000 kilobytes per second for your bitrate. if your internet can handle that. So if your internet can't handle 6,000 bits per second, I highly recommend do not stream in 1080p. So put it down to 720p, 60 FPS, if you're only able to hit about 4 or 5, between 3 and 5,000 kbs. But if you're able to hit 6,000 kbs, and depending on, again, what you have in your PC, what GPU you have, but more so what CPU and RAM you have, because RedM is really CPU intensive. So keep that in mind as well. But that's more so easily fixed on your side to playing about with it. This is just more a basic how-to on everybody, because if you have certain things which are automatically selected for you in the game on, you will struggle big time with the lag situation and frame drop situation you get in Red Dead Online, as well as RedM. It's not just a RedM issue, it is Red Dead Online as well. So we will load in and we'll get going. I had a fucking time spike open. Is that done? Right, so good old Hamish. You want to first off go into your settings, and it's on the graphics you want to go. This is the only place you need to change anything. Obviously, your display is, that's your own preference. It doesn't really do anything for your stream whatsoever. Your graphics is where everything is you need to know. So your output adapter and monitors. Your output adapter is obviously the GPU. That should all be fine. Same your monitor, you should have that all down. Your resolution is dependent on what you decide to play in. I always have windowed borderless. It's personal preference, but it's how I enjoy it. My VSync's always turned off, so that is the big one. Let me quickly just move this over here, just so we can see a bit better. I'll do for now. I don't need it to be perfect. So, VSync's off. Always have that off. Low latency is disabled. This is the one. Triple buffering. Triple buffering will be enabled as default on your game. It is. There you see that. Enabling triple buffering may help improve image stability at a slight expense of your GPU memory. It is not a slight expense. It is a massive expense. You put this on, and you will have frame drops, game lag, you'll have everything. It will not be streamable. That is the biggest one. That and VSync, I highly recommend turning off. Do not, by any means, have triple buffering on. That is the be-all and end-all right there. Pause game on focus loss off, and constrain mouse pointer off. Again, I have them off. I find it better. Your quality preset, again, this is all down to your performance. I could have mine turned up a hell of a lot more, but I prefer running a little bit lower. I like running around about the half mark of my video memory. That is, on majority of games, 9 times out of 10 they'll still look really good. You can still run it pretty high, but you get that little bit. You're not running your GPU at 100% with between your OBS and your game. You want your GPU to be sitting maximum about 85%, and it will make a massive difference. So I'll just have these, like I say, I am running 3070, RTX 3070. I have 12 Gen i5 CPU. I've got 32 gig of DDR4 RAM, and the motherboard is B660 gaming motherboard. I'm pretty sure all the information's in my channel below, but that's what my PC build is, and this is what I run. I run this quite smoothly. I never really, fingers crossed, I've never had an issue with these settings. I've not changed anything since I've got these down, but apart from triple buffering, like I said, your triple buffering and your VSync as well, make sure they're both turned off, and everything else, this is personal preference. All I would say is do a couple of test streams, play about with them. If something's like, if you're seeing a little bit of frame drops, make sure you've got your frame counter in the top left hand corner. You could do that by doing F8. and go in overlays, performance, and you go draw performance. That gives you all the information you need. It shows you your GPU percentage as well, which is a big thing. So have that up, play about with your settings, go in the game. I would say ride about or run about in a town, just to see what the FPS is sitting like, how the game is responding. And that's the best way to do this with these, is use that there. So again, it's just F8, overlays, performance. All these will be automatically ticked. You can untick them and stuff if you want, but I just have them all ticked as standard and just draw performance. It gives you everything you need to know. And yeah, with all this, your game should run a lot smoother. As I say, please remember, triple buffering and VSync, turn them off, for the love of God. Turn them off and your game will run a hell of a lot smoother. And then after you've got that, if you're still noticing some things that's just a bit off, then yeah, all you have to do is put your overlays back on there, like I say, and work through your texture qualities, your water reflections, your shadow qualities. Reflection and your water quality, I would say, are ones you should really look at, in your texture quality, of course, as well. But yeah, I've got like my particle quality on medium and my reflection quality on medium because they are quite intensive. So keep that in mind and play about with this, and you should be good. So I've got the advanced graphics. I haven't really touched these too much. I've put the grass shadows and the particle lighting quality down to medium. Everything else I've left. But again, with this, feel free to play about with this. Make sure your graphics API as well is at DirectX 12. If you've got it. If not, make sure it's not on Vulkan. It should be DirectX 11 or DirectX 12 if you've got it. Just make sure it's not on Vulkan. That's another thing that will cause issues on your game. So yeah, I hope this helps, guys. I haven't broken nothing, lamb chops. I'm just going through the best settings for this dude, and then I'll be on the server. I'll be ending the stream, then go and jump on the server. But yeah, so I'm gonna obviously this video is mainly for, it's being made for the Scarlet Sky RP streaming community. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end the stream. I'll upload it onto YouTube, and I'll put the link in the Discord. Again, obviously, I'm Hamish Alexander on the server. You could easily find me in the Discord. Any questions you guys have, please feel free to reach out to me either in the streaming support or even just DM me, and you're good to go. My GPU, lamb chops, is RTX 3070. It's the MSI RTX 3070. So I've gone over my specs for my PC, what I run, compared to what graphics the graphic settings I've got. But all I was saying was just make sure triple buffering is turned off and VSync is turned off, and make sure your graphics API is not on Vulkan. You'll either have DirectX 11 or 12. So that's the two you've got. That's the three things. Everything else, all I was saying was, again, overlays, performance, draw performance. That gives you all your information at the top, and just play about with the rest of the settings to make sure that GPU is nowhere near 100%. Try and get that as, like, I would say, top end 85%. Just, please, do not push your GPU fully, or it will, yeah, it won't be good in the long run, and your stream will suffer down the line. Low latency? No, man, I keep it off. I don't need it on. I personally don't need it on, but this is what I'm saying with an NVIDIA Reflex low latency. You can put that on if you want, but I've been playing about with these settings for a solid on-off for a year, and this is what I've got it to, and my stream so far has been good. I've had no issues with it. So it's, like I say, apart from triple buffering and VSync, I know I've said this about 25 times, guys. I apologize, but I cannot get this through to you more. Triple buffering and VSync, please turn them off. Everything else is personal preference. Make sure you've got your draw performance overlay at the top there, and just work through everything. Run about a town, change this, change that, bit of this, bit of that. But make sure you're streaming when you're doing it, obviously. just call it a test stream, and that's what I did for a couple streams, just tested stuff out. And you'll hit your sweet spot, and you should be good until there's another RedM update, and you have to change everything all over again. So yeah, but like I say, this was a short stream. I'm gonna be jumping on the server tonight in a little bit, but I am going to be ending the stream because I want to upload this video to YouTube and not my full VOD of the whole stream. So I'm going to be sending you guys over to Ogopogo, who is Sunny Sledge, an absolute legend. So make sure you guys, just wait a minute, buddy. Go over there. We're going to raid him. Go over there, follow him, give him love, and you will not be disappointed. This guy is a legend. You've seen Sunny in my streams. He's an absolute hero. So let's go and raid Ogopogo. Go over there. You'll see Hamish no doubt in his stream. So enjoy, guys. I'll speak soon again. Any questions, feel free to ask. Let's go out and raid and have some fun.